What's up, world? Semet Fitness coming at you here on the beautiful beach. Show you a quick little view. And the bars back here. So today's video is quite simple. I'm gonna show you pretty much how to clean up your muscle up. Now, I'm gonna do this on the bars. I'm more of a ring guy. I do all my muscle ups and all my quote-unquote gymnastic routines or ring routines on the rings. I see the muscle up more as of a tool and a transition, but granted, there are some feats of muscle up strength that do have some good carryover. And that's something that I'm going to talk about quite often in a lot of other videos. With that being said, I'm going to show you how to clean up your bar muscle up. This is my second session doing bar muscle ups, like actually taking it kind of quote-unquote serious. But let's get to it. One of the first things I want to talk about is essentially to make your bar muscle up more efficient, more productive, you want to skip the kip. Now, let me show you what I mean. Most athletes that I've seen these days tend to hop on the bar and they'll kind of do the whole CrossFit thing, and then they'll kick up like so. All right, so that's one kind of kip. That's kind of like the CrossFit kip. I'm not a CrossFit guy, so even if I messed that one up, I'm sorry, CrossFit. Essentially using momentum, okay? That's one version. Let's say you clean that kip up and now you have less of a kip. This is what the second kip looks like. Okay, so that's the second version of the kip. They tend to, you'll tend to either swing your legs or you'll have your legs tucked in and then you'll push down. Now, when starting and learning the actual technique in and of itself, it's not a bad thing to actually do. Let's clean it up even further and make the bar muscle up more of a strength exercise, more of a qualitative exercise, something that can give us a bang for our buck. So, and it might not be quite noticeable, but it's the bending of the elbows and essentially keeping the elbows bent after you've done your dip, and once you come down to the pull-up position, people tend to keep the elbows bent to get more reps in. Now, that's another mistake. Mistake number 4, and I'm going to combine both of them here together, is having your chest touch or your stomach touch on the bar in mid-transition. So we have two mistakes to look out for. One is the chest or the stomach, pretty much your body making contact with the bar. And then the other mistake is going to be the elbows bending after I come down from the transition. So here's how it looks. Look at my elbows bending here. And then that happens. So when people are really tired, the two things tend to happen. They'll end up in a position where they're like this and they're trying to compensate by getting their stomach or their chest to make contact with the bar, and that comes from habitual faults. Essentially, keeping chest or stomach in contact with the bar makes people, when they get fatigued, seek the bar for assistance even more. So we don't want that. What we want is to rely on our whole entire tensegrity, from the toes, quads, glutes, abs, and even in the shoulder extension, which is actually the transition phase, when I get my elbows behind me. We want to get really strong in this position because that's essentially what gets us over the bar at the end of the day. So let's show you now a cleaner muscle up. So that right there is how you really want to clean up the muscle up. Again, you want to transition with an explosive pull-up. Make sure you go through the shoulder extension, which is very important. It's not just simply saying going from a pull-up to a dip. And a little pro tip, Russian dips help with that transition, just saying for shoulder extension. And then once we get on top, remember, before we get on top, we aren't looking in the transition phase to have our stomach or our chest make contact. You want to scoop through, like if your body was kind of like a C shape. The only thing your legs are ever going to do is just be in front of you as counterbalance, and then they're going to swing right back. That's it. But they're not used for momentum to swing or to catapult or to kick down to get over the bar, okay? Again, starting off makes sense, but afterwards don't make it a habit. And then lastly, when you're coming back down, you want to make sure those elbows, when you come back to the hang position, get as straight as they possibly can, all right? And then from there, use the tensegrity again from, you know, your toe point, quads, glutes, and everything else, scapula, rhomboids, lats, the whole region. This has been Semet Fitness with how to clean up your bar muscle up. Peace.